Gotta start a video somewhere, right? Let's start by staring at the door. They're still here this morning, by the way. Little banging, crashing outside. I've been the last 45 minutes or an hour out there with my big flashlight checking stuff. I found a bucket where it didn't belong. It's dark out there. Flag's got a rip in it. And there's, I don't know, 8 or 10 sacks of pop cans and bottles here in front of the shop that were supposed to have been gone by now, and one of them was about 10 feet from where it was last night. Really, I don't think it's rained much. Driveway's half dry, but the wind's been blowing. I don't think Mother Nature got the memo on how it was supposed to have been over at 5 or 5:15, and that's 6:15. So it's a little noisy. And what the hell? Apparently Whiskey tore a toenail off the other day, and I'm thinking he's got an issue this morning. I better take care of that. Yeah, it's not shown in the camera as much as it is in real life. They're blowing pretty good. Figured I'd get you our sunrise. Don't know if it's going to get any better than that. Not going to be right here to see it either, so clouds are cruising by. And yes, the driveway is that dry. I mean, there's a little dampness to it, but it's solid. Yesterday, walking across it, you could feel it. It was soft. And bottom stripes just all but ripped off the flag. That was in good shape a couple days ago. So anyway, it's just been a really noisy morning. I've heard a few things bang around and I don't know what they were. I haven't been back in the barn to see if the covers are still on the bins or not. Kind of sounded like one of them might have flown off, but I don't see anything laying anywhere at the moment. So kind of found a casualty of the wind. This float needed some work anyway. This one's out of the 2-year-old's lot. It hasn't been sealing and shutting off, so turn it on and shut it off once in a while. I don't think the cows knocked the trough out, but this was torn off. This was on with, see them there, screws. It was torn off. I probably should get the screw gun to put those back in. And trough was laying just off the stand that it's on. And when I say the way it's laying, I don't think the cows did it. So I think the wind finally caught it and knocked it over. But either way, hopefully I got that float fixed. And now I got to move all this stuff to get into the screw gun. Got number one cleaning the 2-year-old's lot. She just got done with feed barn, so now she can go through it. Look at them LED lights on the front of that machine. She's using the narrow bucket for everything because it's longer and it carries that slop better. Even though she's dribbling some, she should have dumped a little out. But it is what it is. Maybe we'll get some rain to wash it off. And Gordon Bright just said in a comment that they're supposed to get some nasty weather later today and told us to stay safe. So I told him, yeah, you stay safe. He mentioned it would have been nice to get all this rain over the summer. Well, I just counted it up for the October so far right here as of yesterday, actually as of this morning. We've had a whole, 3.5 inches for October. October's almost over. I don't even think that's half of what we normally get in October. It's just been enough to keep everything wet. So, it is what it is. I'm tempted to, if it isn't going to rain, if it's going to be no worse than it is now, let the cows back out and take off that far hayfield over there. There's quite a bit of grass there. But we got a lot of fence to check too, because I don't know what all the wind did. I think there's a tree down way back that way. I could just kind of see something this morning down by the creek. But while she's doing that, I'm still dinking. Making little parts takes time. This piece here, we'll get a piece of 1-inch square tube welded to it. This nut screws onto the end of the gear shift on the transmission. I just got to make all that one piece. And that bolt is just in there for looks, really. Not really. Whenever I weld a nut up like that, I like to have a bolt in it so you don't get any dingles inside. And I mean, if it arcs through, big wrench will take it loose, or an impact will take it loose, and then run a tap back through it to clean it out. The bottom plate here is tapped, so the bolt's actually screwed into it. That way the bolt won't turn. It'll screw in and get a lock nut, jam nut against it. And on the other machine, they actually did put a grease zerk in here, so I get done with this part of it, I'm gonna go ahead and drill and tap that, put a zerk in it. And I got a little slop here. It really isn't enough to try to put a shim in for. I mean, a regular washer isn't gonna fit, but I might have something thin enough, or actually a fender washer would be about that thickness. I might slip a fender washer in there. We'll see. So that's what I'm doing. And yeah, that's not my normal clamp. That's a POS Hobo Freight wannabe. My good ones are over on my toolbox, and that one was, we got 2 or 3 of those that hang right here. They're just for doing junk work. I don't care if they get screwed up, but it works. It just doesn't open as far as regular vice grip one, just like it. So anyway, that's what I'm up to. Staying in here out of the wind, and probably should get a hold of Tom here before too much longer. He might have got my other bearing by now. Then I can get the furnace back together today, I hope. Seen the lights in the shop. There's what we got in the barn. That's one of the old curly Q fluorescents. So is that one. So is that one. That one over there's an LED. That one and that one are both LEDs. There's what we've been using. Same brand as what we put in the shop. They seem to hold up pretty good. Got one under here. I replaced one right there a couple days ago. I don't know how long it'd been burnt out, but you know, they don't last forever like a lot of things. Most of what we have in here now are Thinker LEDs. We still got some of these stupid curly Qs. This first one is. That one down there is. Other than that, I got one LED, this one in the middle. It's a yellowish color. So is that one. I thought they all come out of the same case, but who knows. And number one's right outside over here where you can't see. We can't get in between that feeder and the fence, so that's why she's been stopped for a little bit. I was wondering. She's getting that dug out. I can get in a little closer than she does, but you know, so I save her 10 scoops with a pitchfork. But she can do it. She's capable, and she's doing it. I was just checking in here for any lights that are out, and I think they're all on. She's got one out in the feed barn to change. That's why I got one in my hand. So we'll get that done. Oh yeah, even up there. That's a double spotlight, floodlight, whatever. Well, I didn't have one, so we put an LED in the hole, in the one. It's on the far half of it there, you can see. And it works really well. Works good enough to see what we got to see. And yeah, still ain't raining, but man, there's no maple trees really close. I mean, they're not too far away, but they're not really close. We got enough maple seeds laying. The whole driveway's covered. And there's some over there at the neighbors, and obviously there's some at the neighbors that way too. We got a couple, but I mean, God, they're over 1/8 of a mile from the barn. So anyway, that's enough to listen to me gab. Finished the feed barn for her and scraped the lane down at least to the bridge. I realized pasture hair was still down there, and it was already covered with silt from the rain we've had. As dry as it was, I mean, everything washed off the top on everything. So, but there's 16 boys, well, 15 boys and the Free Martin girl over there, and she's trying to get the last few boys. But there should be another 6 of them in here anyway. Trying to get them snuck out of here without getting the cows in there, because we really don't need the cows in there, but yeah, we can separate that way too, if that's how it works. And the rest of the cows are enjoying a clean feed barn. Oh, the heifer calves almost got quiet. So now we'll listen to the steers and the bull and the Free Martin. They all just realized that, yeah, they're at a feeder that they've been at eating with their mommies, but their mommies aren't in there. A couple of the mommies have realized it too. But yeah, it is what it is. Maybe the wind will blow good again tonight and I won't hear them making all the noise. Yeah, not my luck. And there's 10 in here that get to go bye-bye, and 2 of them are going to get some extra feed and go to freezer camp. I was hoping we'd figure out which 2, and I don't know if number 1 talked to Grandma yet or not. If so, maybe she got them separated out, because the plan was the 2 that are going to get fed out would go over with the heifers. And I'm just going to keep spinning you around. I'll walk in circles all frickin' day. Shut the lights off out here. My other plan was these girls would get kicked out of the barn tonight. Start our, once they're not on pasture, they don't have to go through there. And start saving some feed. But being they just got in there and it's just about the end of the day, I think we'll start that tomorrow night, and we'll have to feed tomorrow anyway. So, heard a tree go down somewhere over there earlier. I think it was over there. The way the wind was blowing, it could have been elsewhere, but haven't seen anything yet. And the lane looks a little better. I'm glad I scraped the lane today, because probably by tomorrow I never would have found that pasture harrow. And we'd wonder where it was later. I'm going to go clean it up and clean myself up, clean the loader up, and maybe get back into the shop. Stuck with a little heater in here for a little longer. I remembered to get a hold of Tom before it got too late. He hadn't seen the other bearing today, so it might have been there and he just didn't happen to see it get delivered. So I'll get a hold of him in the morning. He'll either have it or he'll know when he'll have it. One or the other. I'm gonna have to figure some way to use that stick. I don't want it that long, so I'm not sure how it's gonna work out yet. I'm gonna do it similar to what they had it, just not the same. I'm going to make it like the other buggy is, which is similar to this, just not the same. Actually got that off. It even cleaned up. It's even got, look at that. I thought that was all wore off or never had it. That's probably better than using this one that does have nothing. But I don't know. We'll see which one. All the parts are made. I think I already showed you this. And everything stayed lined up, so it all works. I see a dingle ball in there at the nut though. Center of the screen, right side of the nut. Here's the end piece to go on the tube, and yeah, I know, it's not centered. It's off a little, that's okay, you'll get over it. Even the hole is not centered in the slug either. But, see, I'm pretty sure that was something we took out of something with a hole saw, and obviously the hole saw walked off a little, but it's more than close enough for what we're doing. I just got a bolt on there now, so when I do get the tubing welded on it, I don't screw the threads up, and get that done and see if the other bolt will still go in. Might have to run a bit through it after that, because sometimes things shrink a little. So parts are here. I think I said I did. There you go. There's some threads in that hole. That'll keep the bolt from walking around and be easy to take apart. Probably should polish it up a little more, eh? Left a couple dingle balls down there too. Oh well. They'll all come off of there eventually. I didn't realize those were there. Oh well. Like I said, see, I already took one off. Might be able to get the other one off. Anyway, went back to raining again. Only had a little break of that. And cows are making noise now because more of them realize their calves are not with them. They'll get over it. And at some point, we got to figure out when the hell we're shipping some cows because there's at least 10 of them got to get out of here very soon. That equates to a better part of a bale in a couple of days. But for right now, tonight, I'm going to go in. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope wherever you're at, you're not dealing with too much inclement weather. And hope you had a good day.